Hey, how's it going out there? This is Two Birds, One Show. I'm DeeTer. That's my buddy Ricky.
Yo.
And our guest tonight is my good buddy Justin, Steelers fan, because it's going to be some Eagles versus Steelers this weekend. Can't wait. It's going to be a good game. So if you're new to the show, we do a show every Thursday night on the BGSE network. We talk craft beer, sports. We're going to dive into our first drink. Everybody's going to talk about what we're drinking. If you're out there, let us know what you're drinking, and then we're going to hop into some sports. So the guest of the night, start us off there, Blew It.
All right, so out here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, we're really kind of starting to thrive with our microbreweries and whatnot. A couple of our big ones, Marshall and Coop. I'm pretty sure you guys can get those out there. We were able to get them in Pittsburgh when we were there for the Monday Night Football game, so I'm assuming out there with you as well. But I'm with a couple of more obscure ones. This one is from the Neft Brewery, and that is in Tulsa, Oklahoma. This is called Ignition Switch. It's a Belgium-style ale. See if we can get that in there. It's a fun little can, 5.3. Yeah, 5.3 Belgian-style ale. It's the first one of the night for me. But so far, and I'm drinking from a bartending pint, if you could see the measuring there, and it's delicious. So that's what's right now.
So what was the brewery that you said you got in Pittsburgh?
There's two. There's Coop F5. It's a IPA. It's wildly popular. They also have a DNR. It's a Do Not Resuscitate. It's a 9-point IPA that is actually really light. Those are their two big ones. And then Marshall does a Marshall's right now is kind of getting big into the sours, but what they were kind of known for is their darker beers. But Marshall and Coop are two of the bigger ones. Tonight, though, I'm going with a few other different ones.
Okay, and they're both out of Oklahoma. Where you at?
They're both out of Tulsa. Yeah,
Tulsa. Okay, you ever hear of them, Ricky?
What is it?
You ever hear of them, Marshall or Coop?
I haven't. No,
I haven't either, man. That's pretty crazy. Though. You got them at Pittsburgh, huh? From Tulsa. That's good, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, that makes me happy. It was in Dallas, of course. That wasn't too far as well, but although we just got Yuengling last year, so.
Yeah, I would say it was like a year or two ago that Texas just got Yuengling. Yep. My family in Texas were just happy about that. I thought that was kind of strange, man, because that's a big beer in this area, you know.
It's the best regular beer. Anytime I'm bartending or doing that kind of stuff, and someone's like, "I'll take a Coors Light or a Bud," I'm like, "No, you won't. Here's a Yuengling or a Yuengling Flight. Drink that. It's better."
Nice.
And it's still owned by American people.
What do you go with, Ricky? What do you got going on?
Well, tonight I got I think I've had this brewery once or twice before. But I like the name. Pretty fitting. This is from Noble Savage. It's called
Savage.
OG's Killers and Champions.
OG's Killer. Well, that's a pretty neat name.
Yeah. Nice looking beer. It's got a nice body. I think it's about, I guess, 8.2%. I thought it was a 7%er, by the way it was drinking. It was drinking smooth like it was a fucking session beer.
All right.
We got a comment
It's good, man. Look, actually, I don't know if there's Sabro in it, but I'm definitely getting a lot of tropical to it.
Nice. Greg says, "Evening, gents. Down East Caramel Apple."
What up, Big Greg? I got 2 kegs of that getting ready to get tapped on there after the one I got on now.
What's a caramel apple? Yeah. What's that about?
That's the Down East. They do the ciders.
The cider. Okay,
and listen, right. I'm not a big cider guy, but I'll tell you, for ciders, they got the fucking cider game on lockdown, dude. They put out the best fucking ciders in the world. Well, and I'm not a cider guy. I don't drink the fucking things, but when I do, I'm like, wow, that's fucking good.
Turb, do you remember in Australia in Perth, Bee's Knees?
Yeah.
Honey cider there?
That's right, Bee's Knees.
Yeah.
Now, are you a bartender too, Blew It?
Yeah, well, right now I'm doing marketing and training for a gentleman who owns a bunch of different concepts and restaurants here in Oklahoma and a few other states. But when he's stretched thin, when he needs someone to pop into I go in and train as bartenders and stuff, but when he needs someone to fill in at his bar shift.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
A few times my joint asked me to trade. We laughed and laughed. I ain't trading nobody. They're like, Rick, you want to trade? Like, I ain't trading nobody.
I love trading.
Oh yeah, listen, they don't want me to train. They don't want me trading anybody. I leave there most days. I'm like, yep. Today's the day I'm getting fired. I'll be driving home, honestly, in my head believing it. I'm like, yep, today's the day. I should have said that.
Oh God, we got another couple comments here. He said, Jeff said, cheers, fellow. He's on the Seed, Atlantic City Seed Brewery. Yeah, Bobcat just got a lot of their stuff. 4 different beers, man.
That's so great to hear that they're starting to distribute out here, man. They put out such good stuff.
Yeah, they're pretty good beer.
Bobcat?
Seed Brewery. They're out of Atlantic City, New Jersey. Right. Yeah, it's down by the shore, and I don't know if they have too many other breweries around that area, but there's a lot of casinos, and it's a good area for them to have, man.
Do they brew it with suntan lotion and hot tub water? That's down there, down the shore, right?
Well, Jersey's not too hot, dude. I don't know if you need too much suntan in Jersey.
I was talking about Jersey
Shore. Florida or something, but yeah. Let's see. I got another comment. Greg said the devil's lettuce, Jeff. Okay.
Fucking ain't right, dude. I had a nice sativa blend right before we came on, too.
So, all right, let me get on my beer. This is a new one for me. Kettlehead.
They're starting to hit the area.
Yeah, man. Nice looking can. Dream State. Yeah, I think they're out of New Hampshire. Something like that.
I think so.
It's art beer.
And 8%. Nice looking beer, man. A lot of oats. I get a lot of the oat bite from it. Are you getting sweet?
Are you getting a lot of sweetness from the oats?
Yeah, sweet, but that nice like oatmeal kind of vibe off the pale ale, man. It gives you that nice creaminess. You see that it's not so clear. It gives it a nice lightness to it, nice sugary, and that smooth beer, man.
That is. Rick, why does the Turk have such a different pronunciation of oat than you do? His is a oot, and yours is an oat. What's going on with that? It's like,
you know, DeeTer's fucking Canadian, dude.
He's like, I got big hints of oot, and I'm like, what's an oot?
What are you talking about?
Oat, eight, oots. I don't know, man.
DeeTer, you got like that Delco accent, dude. It's all right. We got hard accents out here.
Yeah. Anytime in the Navy, they would always bust my balls, or when I was in college up in New York, North Jersey, like all the New Yorkers would be like, say this or say that, you know. It's South Philly talk, man. I don't know. But good beers, man. Good lineup.
Yeah.
So let's hop in some sports.
So yeah, I've been fucking waiting here. The game just ended. Fucking Scotty Lawton for the Flyers, 4 fucking goals. 3 of them fucking shorthanded. I don't know if that's ever happened in Flyers history. The guys had 3 shorthanded goals in one game, and he had 4 goals altogether. This fucking dude went off, and yet Kolasov come up big in the net. You know, TK with a couple assists. That was a good game, man.
Well, they just finished off their we're like a 2 losing streak or something.
Well, they
had
a 3-game losing streak, and they ended that on Tuesday. They beat Columbus 5-3.
Right.
So I think they're down about 32 points after beating Detroit tonight. Scotty Lawton with a fucking huge game, man.
Nice. That's great. Yeah, he said Lawton was on fire.
Yeah.
I didn't get to watch it, man. I was Christ, I should have fucking watched. I was at the Colonial Diner. Colonial
Tacos is what you were doing, man.
Yeah.
Gotten ready for your show instead of eating tacos.
Dude, they have like a special menu like every day or whatnot, and my buddy's like, "Oh man, they have birria tacos." I was like, "Man, birria tacos,
that's
pretty good." Dude. And they had a Mexican brunch by Kane on tap.
Nice.
I was like, "Oh my god, Mexican stout with Mexican tacos." I'm like, I gotta go, man. I gotta go,
dude. I don't blame you at all, dude.
Yeah. And I
done the same.
Uncle tonight, dude. He was sitting there drinking beers.
Who was up there?
Jack Story, my Uncle Jack Story, great guy, man.
Did you see You see Bob or any of them up there? Warren?
Nah, man. It was somewhat dead. Yeah, it was a few people, a younger crowd, man. It's such a weird place because some nights you go there, it's old people, and then some nights you go there, it's young people, man. It's like a little hidden gem.
It is, dude. It is.
You're not going to go there because it's like it looks like a corner Philly bar, but it's in Jersey. So it's like a little house that has a sign that says bar on it, and that's it.
Dude, and you know what's great about them too, for even being like, and I say this with love because I love dive bars. It's kind of a dive bar, but man, their craft beer list is fucking amazing, dude. Can shout out to George who owns the place, man. Yeah. George, you're doing a great job on that fucking draft list, dude, and the beer list overall. Keep up the great work, dude.
Nice. That's right, yeah. So I see the George. He poured like a whole.
What did it say? I'm sorry, I can't read that.
I give credit to the dude behind the bar pouring a 20-ounce pour of Mexican brunch, and that was George. He poured a pint of it, and he was like, "Hey, have you guys ever had this or that?" He's like trying, like people that never like drink craft beer like that. Hey, give this a try. So it was pretty nice of him, you know. He said he just had 2 kegs of seed delivered to the place too, man.
Nice.
So yeah, dude, they're blowing up, man. They're getting good stuff. That's pretty cool. But congratulations to my buddy Blewett getting married, right?
Oh,
yeah,
congrats, man.
Thank you. I got married October 25th. And this is how I can tell you I know that I married the right woman. For our honeymoon, for a surprise, she bought us. She's from New York. I've known her since I was 13. We went to middle school and everything together. She's from New York. She grew up, wow. So she grew up a Giants fan. But for our anniversary, this beautiful woman bought tickets to the Monday night Pittsburgh Steelers New York Giants game.
That's awesome.
2 days after our wedding. Nice. She's going to come and say hi real quick, just so everybody can see how beautiful stuff.
Hey, congratulations!
Thank you.
Congratulations!
Thank you so much.
It's Victoria, my beautiful, beautiful wife.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
That's awesome, bro.
Love you.
But yeah, man, you got to go to is that the first Steelers game you've been to, or you've been to a few?
No. This would be my third one.
Third one?
I went to the Jacksonville playoff game 2 years ago, or was it 3, where they collectively scored 94 or 5 points, something like that. My buddy Z and I had a little too much drink at the casino before heading there, and it took us the first half to find. Yeah, the first half to find our seats.
That's great, dude.
We kept going up, and our seats were like 5 rows back from the field, and it was such a great game. But
you say you threw up on the field?
No.
Oh,
no, 5 rows up from the field.
Oh, I was gonna say that's even cooler.
That would have been cool. No, but it was my first Monday Night Football game to go to, which was awesome.
Oh, nice.
Well, I wanted to ask the Steelers Giants game you going to? Are you going in the Meadowlands or is it in Pittsburgh?
No, it was the Monday Night Football game that we already had. It was the one.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was coming up.
Yeah. No. We already destroyed them.
Nice.
But it was a fun
Poor
game.
Giants.
Oh man.
Well, no, not poor Giants, man. Fuck them, dude. They deserve it. They're the Cowboys of the Northeast.
And I'll agree with that, but I'll always be happy that Eli is the fucking Tom Brady murderer.
Yeah.
That's all
dude, I love Eli, man. He's funny as hell, dude.
He is.
I did like him when he played, but now that he's like, out of the Giants, whatever, he's funny as hell, dude. Everything he does is pretty good.
Yeah, he is pretty funny now. I gotta give him credit. Those Corona commercials are pretty funny.
And I remember my buddy Tom that I was on the ship with. He's a big Giants fan, and he would say, man, like after every game, Eli had like a 6-pack of beer or something like that on the bus. I was like, wow, that's pretty respectable. You know what I mean? I can respect that.
Should have brought a fucking case.
But
that pussy. That fucking pussy brought a 6-pack. You ain't even sharing with your boys, Eli. Come on, man.
He had his flask too, I'm sure.
But it seems like a fucking legit.
Yeah,
but
both the Mannings are funny.
Yeah,
they really are. They don't take themselves serious.
Right, exactly.
Right. Their Monday night show is great too, man. They just bring people on, and they pick apart the whole football game pretty good, and then to talk to anybody that bring on, it's all right, man. I didn't think they would be that great, when they first started off, but I really like it. Kind of.
I don't know if you watched the Tom Brady roast, but Peyton Manning was on it, and he was fucking hilarious, dude. He fucking nailed the dude, killed it.
Yeah.
I know we have stuff on the docket that we're going to discuss tonight, but I did want to ask about what do we think about Bill Belichick going to North Carolina or
I like it, man. Fuck it, man. Like, I see no problems with it. He laid out like a whole program that he wanted before going there. They said that like he gave him like a whole book of like the plays or whatever, and like who he wanted as assistant coaches and shit like that. That's what I heard. I don't know what happened.
And not only that, but and as far as relating like to college students, Belichick will have no problem. I mean, have you seen his girlfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's about 20, dude. Hey, Billy B, shout out, kid. Do your thing.
On you.
Go ahead, big guy.
On you.
I think he's going there to keep an eye on her because she's going to school there.
I know she probably does go there. She's probably over there at frat parties, and here's Billy B spying like they did with Spygate.
Holy crap. We're going to get canceled tonight,
man. What he's making? I didn't hear anything. Has anybody heard?
I don't know. I don't know.
No.
Did anybody else hear the rumor that he's going to go there and stay for like 3 years and move on, and his son is going to take over his position? And listen, number one, I don't have a problem with that. I'm a dad. I'll do the same. But and I guess you couldn't sign that in the contract. But there's a lot of whisper in the back saying he's going to stay for 3 years. He's going to move on. His son is going to move into his position, which is cool. I would do that for my sons.
So would LeBron James.
Right. Yes. If LeBron can do it, why can't Billy B do it?
I like Belichick. I think he's like a very stern person. I don't think he's got the personality to be like an announcer on a talk show or anything like that.
Yeah,
so I feel like this is the move to make, man. I feel like go to college, make some money there, and
when you
help pay for your young wife or whatever she is. Right. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
I say go get like Billy B. I think he does well. And listen, you know me for a long time. I'm a huge Carolina Tar Heels basketball fan. I watch a ton of their games every year. Back to just after MJ when you had fucking Stackhouse and Wiles and the crew and all them over there. So go Tar Heels.
Yeah. All right. Well, all right.
I was just in Allentown this weekend, PA Allentown, and I got to watch one of the best wrestling colleges in the country, man. Number one, PSU, and man, they destroyed Lehigh, destroyed them. Yeah, I think Lehigh had one player that won out of all the matches. It was insane, dude, and that's why I went to the Funk Citrus Brewery. I hit up Funk Citrus when I was there.
Nice.
Awesome place.
It's good beer too.
Funk Citrus, Silent Disco, and such. And I love the hat. I was like, man, I got to get this hat and talk about it on the podcast.
It's a dope hat.
Great place, man. And Allentown had an awesome bar there, tavern, pub, or something like that. Good food and everything. It was a good weekend, man. I'm glad I went.
That's dope, dude. That is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was a shame that Penn State lost to Oregon. Yeah, that was a bit blow. That was a bit of a blow.
With that being said, they're still in the
playoffs. Yeah. But the Penn State wrestling, man, it was insane. Everyone was like ranked 1 or 2 in the country, man. They're beasts, man. They're crazy.
Oklahoma State, they're nationally ranked at wrestling as well right now.
I can believe it.
That's cool that you're even into it.
Yeah, I wrestled in high school and everything, and then before I went in the Navy, I went back to my high school and coached to lose a little bit of weight to get into the Navy. So I love wrestling. Me and my brother wrestled. My nephew, he wrestled. He had a bunch of trophies and such. It's the Turk way, I guess.
I wrestled at BA as well. It's nice. A good way to be able to lose and gain weight.
Oh yeah, dude. You have to like. I went from, I would say 220 because I played the line. I played guard on football. I went from that down to 172 when I was in wrestling. So I lost probably like 50 pounds of weight, just eating like salad, whatever, baby food, yogurt, like crazy shit just to get what I had to get, you know.
OSU, sorry. No, the OSU one. Thank you.
Penn State, man, they're crazy. It was awesome because we're at Lehigh and everybody was chanting Penn State the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah. What you got there, Luke?
It's my next beer, but I'm not going to open it yet. But I did want to segue. I was talking about Oklahoma State. This is Iron Monk. This is their 1890 original. We actually have this on tap at one of the bars that I work at. And I'll get into it a little bit later when you guys introduce your next ones. But we were talking about OSU, so I just figured I'd throw it.
Well, let's hop into some sports, and I'm sure everybody wants to hear about the Eagles and Penn State. I mean, Pittsburgh. And how was your time at the Pittsburgh game, man? Like, what was it like the food there? Like,
so there's two places I want to talk about. Geez, it's going to kill me not to remember one of them or either of them. In fact, so we hit a brunch place that was part of a lawyer's office in downtown Pittsburgh, and it was probably the best brunch I ever had, the best Irish whiskey I ever had, and I like old school Irish whiskey. Yeah, or Irish coffee.
What Irish whiskey was it?
No, Irish coffee. Sorry.
Irish coffee. Okay.
So just Irish whiskey, Bailey's, coffee. But they did this weird whip thing with the Bailey's on top of it, like they whipped it almost to make it like a whipped cream. And I thought, man, it's too fancy for my taste. But I took a sip and I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever drank in my entire life. And I'll text my wife because I don't ever remember names of places we go. But the second place
I know what you mean.
It was a little dive restaurant up on a mountain in Pleasant. Hold on for a second, guys.
All right. But I mean, they got some good breweries out in Pittsburgh. What's that? Brew Gentleman?
Yeah, you got Dancing Gnome. You got Brew Gentleman. I think you got Hitchhiker.
I was talking to Jeff earlier. I was trying to think of it. I was saying Wandering Gnome, but it was Dancing Gnome. Dancing Gnome's good, right?
Pittsburgh's, and you get that church pub and brewery out there. They're putting out some good stuff too. Pittsburgh's coming up, and I'm forgetting a few too. There's 3 or 4 more on my list that Pittsburgh's throwing out good stuff.
Yeah,
I'm moving on to my second beer real quick. I just want to give a shout. Number one, and
we are blasting through these things.
Oh, dude, listen, drinking beer ain't a rookie game for me though, cause
just out of curiosity. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you this. I had it before. I don't remember having it. But the can art is fucking dope. So it's going up on the wall behind me. I save all the cool, the ones I think are cool. This is, and plus I'm a fucking space nerd. Andromeda from Treehouse.
Cool, man.
Yeah,
it's Treehouse.
Yeah,
Jesus, man.
It's an 8% IPA. I can't read a thing right now. It's too fucking dark in here.
Well, I was worried about I would have to like read something on the kettle head, so I brought my glasses just in case, but I didn't break them out yet. So yeah, we're all at that age, man. You know what I mean?
So this beer smells good.
The brunch place was called Speckled Egg.
Speckled Egg. Nice.
Speckled Egg. It's again, the food was unbelievable. But of course, I took her to the Permini Brothers because it was her first time in Pittsburgh, and she had never had it. And that's one of those things that you just have to do. And then this is the other one. It's called Yoli's Casino and Craft House. Can we get to that? I don't know if I can see that. But
over to the other side, bro.
Nah, it's too bright.
Yeah.
Anyway, but Yoli's Casino. We went in there, and it was probably some of the best food we ever had. They had
that's cool.
She never had pepperoni rolls. And that's like
a stromboli or something?
No, pepperoni rolls, like West Virginia pepperoni. Have you ever had pepperoni rolls?
I think
it's a coal miner food.
I heard about it, but I always thought it's kind of like stromboli, right? It's a
There's
dough.
No sauce. There's no sauce in it.
I've had pepperoni bread.
Okay.
It is, but it's twisted. It's good. Anyway, and so it just the food there was just unbelievable.
Nice.
So those are the places there out in Pittsburgh that we went to. Some of the places it was good. So if you ever do get a chance, downtown Pittsburgh, Speckled Egg. And then there was a tavern I went to that had great beers. I have the habit. It's upstairs. Anyway, that was Pittsburgh. It was fantastic.
Well, my boss, he's in with the breweries in PA, and they do like beer festivals in Philly, and they do beer festivals in Pittsburgh. They take beer back and forth, and he's always talked about like Brew Gentlemen, Dancing Gnome, stuff like that. And he always loved it out there. And then my brother-in-law, Penn State alumni, his friend Torma lives out in Pittsburgh. Always invites me out there. He always tells me about the different breweries and such. Like, it sounds like I would like it. You know what I mean? It sounds like
never been
good
to
food. I've never been to Pittsburgh, man. I think I'm going to
4 hours, right?
Yeah,
that's about 7 hours from us.
Is it 7? Oh,
is it? I don't think. Maybe I went once. Shout out my boy Nick Ferrandino. I went out to Pittsburgh with him and his family when we were kids to his dad's hunting lodge. But
it's like
I was like 11,
right?
so I have no idea how long of a drive it was.
But yeah, I know like Penn State is like 3 or 4 hours, and it's past that. So you might be right, man.
Sorry, dude.
How's that
In
beer?
the Air Tonight by Phil Collins on. The drum solo just came up, and I don't miss that no matter where I am.
Nice. Yeah, very nice. Blewett is a drummer.
Real quick.
He's a drummer, and he loves music too.
4 hours and 45 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. Like I said, I was 11 when I went there. 4 hours, 45 minutes felt like 15 hours to me.
There was no iPads back then.
Right. Real quick, too, I want to say, since we're on Pittsburgh week, I want to send a shout out to one of my best friends, one of the best people I've ever known, Pittsburgh Bill. DeeTer's a former Navy guy like you. He's lived out here in Jersey for a while, but he grew up in Pittsburgh. And so I know he's going to be texting me all day on Sunday during the Eagles-Steelers game. So shout out to Pittsburgh Bill and Aaron. Aaron, the guy you got the T-shirt for, he's from Pittsburgh. He's a big Steelers fan.
Is he? Oh man,
yeah.
He's such a nice dude, man.
He's a good dude, and he's a former Army guy. So shout out, and Army we can lead that in to who we're picking an Army-Navy game this weekend.
Army-Navy, man. Saturday, it's gonna be rough, dude. It is gonna be rough.
Our Army's got a good squad, cuz.
Yeah, Army's pretty tough, dude.
I lied to you guys. I keep thinking that you're in Philadelphia. You're not. You're in Jersey, right?
South Jersey, yeah.
What's the city name?
Deptford. Yeah, DEPTFRD. Yeah, or Camden, kind of like. Or
I'm up in like Central. I'm in like Manasquan.
Either way, yeah, it is like a little bit further.
5 hours and 20.
Yeah, it's a bit of a hike. I know. I got invited to go to a few games with my buddy Torba and such, and I should have done it, but yeah, I hate traveling. I fucking hate it, dude. Even going to Allentown to hang out with my sister and my brother-in-law, I'm like, oh man, like it's such like I traveled enough. I feel like.
Yeah, no, I get you on that one. We stopped in Indianapolis on the way up there and on the way back, and we stayed right next to the Colts stadium.
Oh, yeah.
It's a dome, and it looks like a giant brick warehouse. It's a cool looking stadium, but my wife saw that, and then we got to Pittsburgh and we went to the game, and she was like, the stadium in Pittsburgh, it's like a Coliseum. It's like Greek, whereas the other one was just like a big giant building, you know?
Okay.
And it was just I know it's not Heinz Field anymore. It's whatever computer thing it is now, but it's just a great stadium to be at.
Nice.
It's a fantastic place.
All their facilities, I've heard nothing but good things. You know what I mean? Everybody I talked to said that they had a good time. You know what I mean? Like the Pittsburgh Pirates baseball stadium's good. The football stadium's good. I mean, I got
that baseball stadium is fucking phenomenal. Nice. I've said that to my wife a few times. When I watch games there, I'm like, that's a fucking beautiful park. I really got to get out and see that in person.
Right. And I've had beer from that location. I'm like, damn, that's pretty goddamn good beer, man. So I know I can adapt myself in that area. as long as you got good beer and good food, I'm good. Turkey's good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm all right.
If we're talking about the actual outcome of the game or the way the game is going to play, I believe that our momentum is moving forward, and I don't know exactly what's going on. I haven't followed it completely, but isn't there some cancer in the locker room going on for you guys?
Nope. That is incredibly way stronger. In fact, it's really nothing. It was the most minor thing. It was blown out of proportion by the typical Negadelphian media. And even Jalen came out in an interview, and A.J. both said, no, dude. Listen, Nick Sirianni put it best. He's like, you see these guys for 3 hours a week in their most intense emotional moments. That happens. It happens to me at work, everybody at work. He's like, I see them 5 days a week. I watch these guys eating lunch together and praying together and hanging out and laughing together. So, listen, people get like that in every week.
Yeah, emotions. Well, I was just curious, and you guys have to know how much love I have for Jalen, being an Oklahoma guy. And so, but where our momentum is just, it's just swinging hard. I mean, not just our offense, but our defense and our special teams. I mean, we've scored points on special teams almost every week for the last 8 weeks.
Yeah, you guys are doing pretty good, man, and a lot better than I thought you guys would be doing from watching the beginning of the season. You guys definitely picked it up. The whole media stuff with AJ and Hurts, that's all bullshit. I've seen it many times.
That was the weakest fucking. In 3 weeks, people forgot that even happened. It wasn't even a big deal.
Listen, you have Saquon Barkley on the
He said Saquon. There he is. There he is.
I had a few beers today. But
I love that guy.
Saquon Barkley on talk about being MVP, and all of the players that are on the Eagles are promoting that. Dude, they want him to get those numbers.
No, but nobody on the team cares about him getting it. And he doesn't. If you listen to his interviews, he's like, listen,
he don't care about
I don't care about the MVP. I want to win a fucking Super Bowl. No, listen, MVP are the most meaningless awards in team sports. Seriously.
It's for the pizza party after the last game.
Right.
That's what it is.
I can't stand the MVP.
Whatever. Yeah.
Remember Joel Embiid 2 years ago when he won it? The Sixers are flying high in a great season. Unfortunately, the NBA, the bass backwards way they do shit, they named him MVP with a month left, and he checked out. He clocked out of work. That was his championship.
I'm going on my second beer here. Goggles, 8.8 by New Trail. Everything by New Trail, PA. Very good. But yeah, I hear what you're saying, dude.
And Dieter, nobody on the Eagles and Barkley are thinking about the MVP right now. No. I'll tell you, this team is laser. Listen, I've watched every Eagles game every season for the last 40 years. Listen, this is probably the most laser-focused Eagles team I've ever seen, and I'm including the 2017 team that won the Super Bowl. There's something special going on with this team. I'm telling you right now. And by all rights, they should lose that game on Sunday. They're on a 10-game win streak. Eventually you got to, get. And even with that being said, I think they're going to go in and win that game on Sunday. This team is
let's get into it. The whole drama with AJ and Hurts. Now, do you think there's a problem with Hurts not being able to pass?
No, it's not even about – they're just a game plan. You just talked about Saquon Barkley. They're running the ball heavily because that's the formula they found that wins 10 games in a row. Why would you change it?
Well, right now, Hayward's stopping runs.
Yes, but guess what? Going into the Baltimore game, Baltimore had the #1 rush defense in the NFL, and Eagles went in there and rushed for 190 yards on them.
Thank you, Kikuchi.
You guys are the MVP of this podcast. Oh, thanks.
What is it?
Kikuchi
629. They've been commented before. I think they're a friend of yours, Ricky, or something like that. Yeah, but
you guys are the MVP. Thank you. Shout out. You got it. Thank you.
Dude,
it's their podcast.
You cannot deny that he hasn't been connected on certain plays, and there has been like open receivers here and there.
I get it, DeeTer, but even like, listen, you should be able to call testament to this as a Pittsburgh fan. Ben Roethlisberger's first year, he was throwing the ball like 16 times a game. They had Jerome Bettis and a stellar defense, and they won a Super Bowl on it. That's what the Eagles have right now. Why the fuck would they change it? I don't want them throwing the ball 45 times a game and throwing 2 picks. Listen, you found a formula that works. Why would you change it?
If you can run the ball and have the threat of a deep ball, then everything else is kosher.
And that's what we have. And then on top of that, we have a stellar defense. Listen, this is how Pittsburgh won that championship. It's how the Baltimore Ravens won a championship. It's how the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won a championship. It's plausible, and it's happened before. There's precedent to it.
You don't think there's any
400 yards a game.
You don't think there's any fear of a turnover because he had turnovers a good amount in the past couple of years?
And that's why they're running the ball heavy to avoid that. It's simple dynamic. Listen, they found the formula. It's almost like saying, hey, listen, I found what works best, but I'm going to change it because I want shit to get shitty. Like, why? No.
I know.
That's what Canada did for the Steelers. He made it shitty, and then we had to get rid of him.
There's so much talk radio in Philly, and it's all media shit. You know, it's all picking apart. Like, hey,
Philadelphia media is the second worst in the country behind the fucking New York scumbags.
Right. I mean, you win, and people still complain. You know what I mean? That's how Philly is.
Philly, listen,
when something works, you need to stick with it, man.
Mark Sanchez, actually, the dude that he is, that was calling the game last week, put it better than I've heard in a long time. Eagles fans will never be happy until they win 2 Super Bowls in one season. Seriously, and he's right. Don't bitch about anything. You know, you're damned if you're doing it. Mike Schmidt said it best. There's nothing worse than in Philly sports and winning, except for reading the agony of reading about it the next day in the paper. Like, he's right. Like, a bunch of miserable fucks in the media.
So I'm gonna digress for just a second. Rick, you mentioned the 76ers. Are you guys impressed at all? Or I'm impressed that I can even say this. I mean, fucking Thunder. Come on now.
You guys got a great young team out there in OKC, man. That team is really fucking good.
We still have #1 picks.
I know, man. That team is really fucking good.
It's a dynasty.
Gilchrist is a fucking beast. I mean, you got so much good young talent there. I won't be shocked that team wins a title within the next 3 years.
Yeah. Anyway, just thought I'd throw that out. Because
that's good. I love hearing that.
That's a good offset.
Get something outside of Philly for once.
When I
now the Sixers, man, like, God, I mean, we've been losing so much now, and B came back, and we're getting a couple wins. Do you think that's the way to go, or do you think keep on fucking losing, man?
It's a tough. Look, all of a sudden out of nowhere, the Sixers are red hot. They won 4 out of 5. Embiid comes back and looks like the Embiid of old. He's 31 and 12 with 4 assists and 2 blocks. You know, Maxi's got a triple-double. I'm like, wow, where was this team? This is the team I watched for the last 4 years. Where were you? Listen, if they play like that, yes, you can dig out of this hole.
When I left for the Navy, I left Oklahoma, and we're definitely a football state. You know, everybody was either in bright orange for the Oklahoma State Cowboys, or they were in burgundy red for the Oklahoma Sooners. When I came back to visit, everybody was in royal blue for the Thunder, and it was the first time that I saw my state united behind a professional team, because we've never had a professional team. Well, I mean, the Oklahoma Outlaws on you remember that professional football league, NCAAF? What was it? This was years ago, like in the 80s. There was another professional football league.
Oh, the USFL?
It may have been. I'll check it out in a minute. But anyway, it was just really neat to see that a divided state came together under one
or something.
It was neat.
That is awesome. That's what sports does. It brings people together.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, sports and beer, that's what the podcast is
about. Word up. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks to everybody watching too, man.
I got to say, I haven't talked a lot about beer on this episode, but this, I think I had this before. I'm going to check my Untappd when we get off. But, man, this is really fucking good. I mean, this... Dude, now, and the fucking nose on this beer, that smells phenomenal, dude. This thing is I don't know if it's the weed talking or what, but man, this thing is tastes amazing.
What's the beer you're drinking, Ricky?
Andromeda from Treehouse.
Treehouse. Oh yeah, man. Treehouse from Massachusetts. It's insane, dude. If you get beers from Massachusetts, Vermont,
New England,
any New England area, man, it's
the mecca of the beer world. It really is. It's something in the fucking water up there.
I mean, you got to give a little bit to Colorado and Wisconsin.
Oh no! Listen, there is so much great in Asheville, North Carolina. I mean, San Diego, California. Up in Portland, Oregon. There is tons and tons and tons of great craft beer cities around. That's why I love craft beer. There's something great. Take me to any town, city. I'll find the nearest brewery on the fucking map.
I'm a distillery.
We drank a lot of good beer, man. A lot.
I mean, shit. Look at our tap numbers. They're fucking through the roof.
Yeah, if anybody don't know, there's an Untap app that you can join, and you can check in your beers and such like that.
Really? Yeah. Like it's an app, and you can mark down.
Oh yeah, I'll send it to you.
And you get badges and shit, dude. It's so much fun.
It's funny as hell. It's like collecting Pokemon, but
it's like Facebook for beer geeks without the drama.
Nice. All right. Well, before we get into the next topic, I'm gonna go pee. You guys talk about something.
All right.
Well, one thing, real quick, I want to bring up too. I don't know if it was under the radar for some. Maybe it was. It seemed like a deal that was quietly done, which makes me think, geez, I'm always suspicious of that. But I saw Jeffrey Lurie did sell 8% of his stake in the Eagles for a pretty good number. Now, from what I'm understanding, is he's trying to raise money to get a new stadium for the Eagles. With a retractable roof, almost making it a dome, so they can have Super Bowls held there, WrestleManias, Final Four, all big events. So in that sense, I kind of like it. But in the other sense, I like football in the elements.
Yeah, I was just at the Philadelphia WrestleMania, and we froze our asses off, me, my nephew, and my friends. But it was one of the most memorable times ever. Like, yeah, I mean, a dome would have been nice, but I'll never forget that.
Well, I don't think he's so much as doing it for WrestleMania more than he is for the Super Bowl, because you can't have a Super Bowl in a cold weather city unless they have a dome.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
So, yeah.
Is Arizona like a dome?
Arizona's 97 degrees every day.
Right. But I mean, that's not. I mean, I don't think that's kind of weird. Like,
I don't know how I feel about it. I don't, because I love the elements. I love playing in snow and heavy rain and then just fog. I mean, all the greatest memorable games of all time. So many were played in the elements, man.
It's all money,
fuck Jeffrey Lurie and trying to make more money. Like, you made enough, dude. Stop fucking.
Yeah, I love the Lincoln. I think the Lincoln's awesome stadium.
Yeah, I like the Link.
I agree tenfold. There are too many teams taking out the weather aspect. That Cleveland, the Cleveland,
the Buffalo game 2 weeks ago was amazing. The other day was 13 or 11-year anniversary. I went to the Eagles Lions game where Shady McCoy went off and had the most rushing yards of the game ever. I remember we had like 3 feet of snow. That was the funnest game I ever went to.
I like rain. I like all that stuff.
Me too, man. That's what separates it from baseball and hockey and basketball and other sports. They don't stop the game because the weather gets shitty. Only for lightning.
There's no separation in high school. When you first start playing the game, you know what I mean? You're going to play in the weather no matter what.
Which makes it great.
Dome at high school. Yeah, I mean, college.
Listen,
maybe. I don't know.
Every sport.
It seems like. Yeah, man. I don't think you. Yeah,
I do think there is one unfair thing, though. I don't think that Denver should be able to have their stadium a mile high. They should have to bring it down to where people can breathe. Because
that is a little disadvantage. I will say that.
I mean, that's a huge thing.
Yeah.
It's not about snow or rain. Everybody can train in the snow or the rain or the sun or the heat. I mean, and here's the thing: is because I remember the game we lost against Tebow, and our best corner couldn't play the game because he had sickle cell. They wouldn't allow him to play the game, and that was the side that Tim Tebow threw that ball in overtime and won the fucking game.
I remember that game.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah,
Well, I remember that.
Yeah, well, you make a good point, man.
It was Ryan. I believe it was Ryan Clark. I'm not 100% sure, but it was Ryan Clark that couldn't play because he has sickle cell.
I think you're right. I think it was Ryan Clark. And yeah, Tebow threw. And what was it? It was like a 65-yard pass, right? For a touchdown? Yep. Was that Demarius Thomas?
First play of the game. Yep, first play of the game, overtime. Tomlin decided to defer for some strange reason. And first play of overtime, he hits that touchdown on Clark's side. And wins the game.
Well, I don't know, man.
I will say this: one of the things
is a little too fancy for us. That's a little too fancy.
And not only that, like this is more of a Jeffrey Lurie decision. He's like, I want to make more money. Listen, motherfucker, you've made billions owning the Eagles, right? Don't fuck our shit up, dude. Give me my snow and rain. Listen, you know what makes football great besides it being a great game is they play it in the elements. But you know what makes baseball great? Yeah. All the stadiums and the diamonds are different. Each state has its own unique accent.
Park a lot for 6 hours tailgating before they even go into the goddamn stadium. There ain't a goddamn dome on the tailgate.
If I'm going to Steelers, I don't care about any of that shit.
Whenever, this is just Jeffrey Lurie trying to make more money. You know what I mean? That's all it's about. No, I want to host a Super Bowl. Listen, I want to win a fucking Super Bowl, Jeff. Just let us be us. Let them be them. We don't need a dome here. I want to play in the snow.
Well, we talked around the game.
Okay.
Let's talk about the game.
Okay.
What are we thinking here, guys?
Gus goes first.
I'm going to say that this is going to be a running battle and a defense battle. I think if it was just running and just defense, we would play into 15 overtimes. But I think because of our special teams, and I believe the way that Russell is getting behind his moon ball, I think we come out victorious.
Wow. Well, I will say Russell is playing a hell of a game.
He is having a great season.
That surprised me, man. I did not see that coming, dude.
There are two types of motivation. One, you're doing shitty, Matt. You're shitty, and you need to do better. You need to work harder. And then the other one, Matt, that last thing you did was unfucking believable, man. Keep that going. Keep that going. That's what Mike's given to Russ that he didn't get in Denver. He's the other type. He's the happy kind. He's the positive kind. He's not the
guys got a good running game, got a good defense, man. But I just feel like, man, Saquon Barkley.
Saquon!
Just say Barkley from now on. Just say Barkley before you lose all your black. Yeah.
Before you know it, you're going to be calling him Shaq, dude. Just call him Shaq.
You guys are assholes.
You can't even.
Anyway, I feel like, man, he's going to run through whatever, man. Just put it in front of him, he'll fucking blast right through that, man. And
here's the thing. I think that Najee and Warren equal a Barkley. And I don't think your secondary has what Warren has. Your halfback has what Warren has. I don't even know who your halfback is. That's why I know that.
Saquon Barkley is our halfback.
He's not your running back?
Well, our halfback is our running back unless you're pulling a fullback in the block.
Right. Well, that's what I'm just saying. Your secondary running back is what I'm saying.
But I feel like
Kenneth Gainwell's a really good second back.
Yeah, he is good.
But he really is.
Pretty much everybody healthy now, right? I mean, I don't think anybody's sitting out
this Dallas
game.
Goedert's out.
He's still out? Shit.
Yeah, but George Pickens is out for the Steelers, so it kind of balances out.
Well, hold on. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not. And here's the thing, and my dad said it best. When someone asked him, hey, what's going on with Pickens? He said, they call it a hamstring. We call it his fucking mouth. And I'm pretty sure Tomlin said him that last week because he was being stupid. And
really?
I 100% believe that. I don't know it to be true, but I 100% believe it.
Well, I think if George Pickens plays, it makes me a little more nervous because that dude is a fucking serious deep threat. I hope he doesn't play. If he does, it makes me a little bit more nervous. But so I'm going to give my take on the game. I heard everybody else's. I'll say this. I love it. It's the Battle of Pittsburgh.
It's gonna be a good game.
The Eagles are 49-29-3 versus Steelers all time. Believe it or not, we'd actually played in the playoffs once before. Eagles won 21-0 in 1947, and we used to be in the same division before, AFC and NFC merged. And Steelers haven't won in Philadelphia since 1965. With all that being said, none of those stats matter. This is going to be a fist fight in a phone booth. These are two teams that are fucking so evenly matched.
Good.
Yeah, listen, I'm not picking this game this week because I don't know. It's going to be it's going to be Rocky and Apollo, dude. I don't know if it's one or two. I think it's going to come down to a last second feel. I think it's a 3-point game either way, and I'm going to pick my Eagles because, I'm an Eagles diehard. I'm going to say Eagles 27, Steelers 24, but I think this is going to be a fucking dogfight. What is it?
Kikuchi said, I put $100 on the team from Pennsylvania.
Nice.
That was
I think, like you said, I think we both have good running games. I think our offensive line is a little better.
I'll agree.
But I think your backfield overall is a little better. Like, I like Kenny Gainwell, but Jaylen Warren's a really good second back. And Najee Harris is just a workhorse. If George, I think the difference is going to come down to if George Pickens plays. I think, if he doesn't play, the Eagles win in a 3-point tight game. If he does, it might be something different.
So what if the little drama between Hurts and A.J. Brown, kind of put a little fire under Hurts throwing the ball a little bit more, right?
But let me ask you, is that a good thing? Is that a good thing?
Well, he needs to. He needs to throw the ball. Why not?
He's throwing the ball.
What you said earlier.
You can't just fucking put it down one target. You know what I mean? There's other players on the team.
So you want to change the game plan that's won you 10 games in a row? That's what you're saying?
I'm just saying,
do you feel like that's a good idea, or did to play with fire?
Play action up the middle. That's defense. That's Steelers defense weakness right now. And so them throwing the ball on quick routes to the middle wouldn't be stupid.
I don't know. Listen, I know there's people are acting like we throw the ball 4 times a game. He's throwing it on average like 25 times a game, which is fine. I don't care what he throws. Throw for 8,000 yards or throw for 4 yards. Win me the fucking game. That's the only stat I care about. People are like, I don't care if Jalen. Ben Roethlisberger's first year, the first Super Bowl he won in 2005, he threw the ball like 16 times a game.
Yeah, no.
Look the numbers up.
Yeah, no.
I'm so glad we all had a good time and get along together, but we're getting close to that 1 hour time, and we need to make our picks for the week.
Okay.
Right? You guys got
all
your
right.
picks?
Yeah, I'm all for it. Real quick. We didn't talk any Phillies. The Phillies missed out on Garrett Crochet, who that's the main guy I wanted to get for this team, a stud left-handed starting pitcher on the White Sox, which I thought for sure at the winter meetings the Phillies were going to trade for, and I was all for even trading their top prospects. They did not get him. They shit the bed, and he went to the fucking Red Sox. So Dave Dombrowski, boom, swing and a miss already in the offseason. I'm already upset with you. I know they're looking at Kyle Tucker, the right fielder for Astros, who's a stud. When he's healthy, he's a top 10 position player in the game. But also, if he has 2 years of control, and then he wants to test free agency anyway. They did sign Jordan Romano, which I like a lot. Last year, he battled a little bit with injury, but the year prior to that and the year prior to that, dude, you're talking about like 95 total saves with like a 2.37 ERA. This guy was a beast. So if the arm troubles are gone, which I think they are, I think you got a steal right there. And I think that's about. I don't know. That's about what I got for the Phillies.
Well, they picked up the one guy right for the
Jordan
Phillies.
Romano.
Nice pitcher, man.
Really good pitcher.
The Mets picked up somebody that
they got Soto. And good. They gave him like $100 billion. Good. Yeah. That'll backfire on him like it always does. It always has and always will. Always. That's the Mets MO.
Well,
who's your baseball team, Blewett?
I'm a Braves fan, and that's what
Braves
I
fan.
Did you see Max Fried sign with the Yankees?
Okay, so 2 things about what you guys are talking about. The only thing that I know about the Phillies right now, To be honest with you, I haven't been watching a lot of baseball, which makes me sad. But the last thing that I know about the Phillies is that Dr. Dirt and Mr. Clean got together, and Mr. Clean was my favorite baseball player on the Braves, Del Murphy, when he went to you guys and played with Lenny Dykstra. And I call him Dr. Dirt and Mr. Clean because I had a baseball card that had Del Murphy and Lenny Dykstra together, and Lenny Dykstra was all messy and stuff, and Del was all clean. They called him Dr. Dirt and Mr. Clean. I thought that was cool.
Definitely.
That's pretty much my last knowings of the Phillies. But I'm a Braves fan because my dad decided I was playing baseball at the time, and he wanted me to be able to follow a team. So in Oklahoma, you can only watch 2 teams every game. You can either watch the Cubs on WGN or you could watch the Braves on TNT every game. This was back in the 90s.
Let me tell you what, kid, you made the right choice. The Braves are a lot fucking better than the Cubs. Even though the Cubs just won one, was it 2016?
Let me ask you guys this. If the Phillies don't go, if the Eagles don't go to the Super Bowl, and if the Steelers don't go to the Super Bowl, who do you want to see?
Nobody. There's nobody I want to see or root for other than the Eagles. And anything that happens after that, I'm just like, fucking whatever. Yeah. I'll watch for a reason to drink some beers and hang out.
We live and die by the sword.
When people talk about Philly passion, it's not a made up thing. It's not. No. I don't like or care for anybody but the people here.
I work in Philly. My dad worked in Philly.
And South Jersey, where we are, is basically Philly.
Yeah, I just think it would be neat to see Detroit Buffalo. I just think it would be.
Listen, I like Buffalo. I do, and I like Josh Allen, and he's the starter on my fantasy football team. So I do root for them. And I do still have the Eagles and the Bills in the Super Bowl.
I like how they embrace Jason Kelce. He was like, "Hey, man, go at it." You know what I mean? Like
Buffalo is Philadelphia North.
So as far as your rules on these picks go, do I pick any 5 games that I want to do? And am I picking the easiest ones, or are we?
Well, no. We pick 3 NFL games every week, no spread. And then this week, because it's the first ever 12-game college playoff, we're picking the 4 games in college this week. Who we think's going to win?
And there's no pressure on you, Blewett, but 2 of the last Navy friends that I had that picked 3 of the NFL teams pick 3 winners.
And Blue, by the way, if you don't beat us, you owe us a night out of beer drinking on your tab.
In Tulsa, Oklahoma. You come down here, I'll get you guys shit hammered at the best places, best food, and you'll love it too.
All right, so let's get with the NFL picks first. If you want to do it, do you want to do NFL picks?
I'll do them. I just the thing is that there are 3 that are so easy. I mean, do I pick the easiest one, or do I
pick anything you want?
Go ahead. All right, I got you down on the Excel sheet here.
This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pick 2 super easy ones, and then 1 tough one, and I challenge you guys to do the same thing.
Well, I've been doing all year. I picked Kansas City's first loss, and then I picked their second last week, and they didn't lose.
You're coming on our show, and you're making your picks. That's it, man. There's no
all right.
Right. Let's have it.
All right. Well, first I'm going to pick Ravens over Giants.
Yep. Yeah, that seems sense.
I mean, as much as I don't like Baltimore winning.
I know.
That's
you
just,
think that. You think that. All right. Next one.
And I'm gonna pick a crazy one here, just because I want to mess with you guys. If I'm gonna win, I'm gonna win doing crazy shit.
Don't do it.
All right. I'm picking Cowboys over Panthers.
That's an easy pick. But the Panthers will probably win, even though they're playing good football.
Panthers,
Cowboys. All right. What's the third and final there, Blewett?
Oh my goodness!
That's one.
I'm gonna do it just throw it in your face. Steelers over Eagles.
I respect that. I would do the same.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, right?
Still. I mean, there's so many.
You got the Ravens, Cowboys, and Steelers. All right, Ricky. Let me have it.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
You want me to do my 3 NFL and the 4 college, or do you want me to do NFL? Okay.
Just the NFL.
All right. So we're just doing the NFL and
just the NFL right now.
The first one I got to agree. I got the Ravens. I got the Chefs, the Kansas City Chefs. And, I was going to go my third pick. I'm going to show you right here. Was the Commodores from Washington, but I'm going to change it and I'm going to say the Philadelphia Eagles.
Wow. All right. Okay. So I'm going with the Vikings.
Of course you are. You pick them every week. You love them.
No, that's a tough one.
Ravens.
Yeah, the Vikings are good.
Ravens are pretty good. And the Chefs. Yeah, so
he went.
So you got the Vikings, the Ravens, and the Chefs.
Yeah, if we could go back to next week, I got 3 on the Saints, the Dolphins.
Wait a minute, are you picking games for next week?
No, last week.
Oh, last week. I was like, holy shit, I didn't do my homework.
Last week I had the Saints, the Dolphins, and the Eagles, and I got all 3. Yep.
That's right.
Nice.
Ricky, you had Eagles,
1 and 2.
Bills, and Chargers.
1 and 2.
1. Yep. Okay. So
didn't the Saints lose?
No, they did not. I'm pretty sure they didn't. Let me take a look.
Week 14, right?
I'm pretty good at my homework here.
The week before you had the Texans as winning and they lost.
I know. I messed up on that.
I don't think you did do your homework though.
Saints beat the Giants last week.
Okay.
Thank you, Blue.
You're welcome.
My boy.
I did homework.
There he is. Yep.
All right. Do you want to do your 4 college picks? You want to go first, Peter?
But we're going to go in reverse. We're going to go in reverse order. We're going to start with the Turk, go to Ricky, and then go to me.
Now, question to you, Ricky: do these college picks add to the NFL picks for the overall?
It's its own thing.
It's a separate thing.
Okay.
It's its own thing. And yes, it's its own thing. It's separate than the NFL picks.
We have it on record. It's its own thing. Okay.
I'm gonna go. I am going record bet $1 that says at least 2 of us have the exact same.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
I made 1 risky pick in all my college picks. Only 1.
Maybe the same.
Jesus Christ.
No, Justin, but I get
scary. That. We'll see how it goes. So I'm going with Indiana. Going
Just
with Penn
reel them off.
Penn State, Ohio, and Clemson.
Wow. I was just getting around. I'm thinking as you're saying, I'm like, we got the exact same picks. But I did not go Clemson. I went Indiana, and that was my 1 upset pick because I won on the win. I liked Indiana's team. Love watching them all year. I'm going Penn State as well. I'm going Texas. And as much as it pains me to pick because I'm a Michigan fan, fuck the Buckeyes. But yeah, I'm picking Ohio State.
Wow.
So no, I was wrong. We're all different. I went with Ohio State. They'll be playing Oregon.
Hold on. All right. I had to make a separate line for. Yeah. Okay. All right. So Ohio.
I got Ohio beating Tennessee and going to Oregon. I got Texas beating Clemson and going to Arizona. I have Penn State beating Missouri at going to Boise, and I have Notre Dame going in there.
Notre Dame. Wow, man.
I do.
Wow.
That's a tough matchup for Indiana.
And you call yourself a Navy guy, and you're fucking picking Notre Dame.
Look, dude, I got 3 Big Ten teams in my picks.
God damn it, Justin.
What'd you say?
No, I was actually looking. I'm like, holy shit! I got 3 Big Ten teams in my 3 out of my 4 picks. I didn't even realize. So I'm looking at it now. Penn State, Indiana, and OSU.
I told the Turk that I was super I don't know if I could be a part of this because my Big 12 has been torn apart.
I know, and I feel, and it breaks my heart, and even seeing like Oregon and fucking USC and in the Big Ten, it just doesn't make any sense. Just all the conferences don't make sense anymore.
No, it's not the same. It's although I do love, like, if they could have done this 15 years ago, 20 years ago, this playoff, the way they're doing this playoff, I
like it, man. I like the playoffs.
I do too. I do too.
No,
the bowl games, you didn't know what the hell was going on, dude, until afterwards.
Right.
I agree. It's a good thing.
You can't win a conference and not be a part of the playoffs, especially, because originally I forgot that they were going to this new thing, and I said, well, it sucks. Big 12's not going to the playoffs. And my dad was like, yeah, all the conference people are going to the playoffs. And I was like, no, they're not. And he was like, yeah, they are. And but they are. So that's cool.
I agree. Right, I think it's a great thing for college football.
I do too.
Well, Justin, thank you for coming on the show.
Always nice to meet you, big kid.
The second time on the show, brother, you fucking nailed it, man. Awesome time.
I love being here. Go ahead. No, what I was going to say was that even if I'm not a guest, I believe that I'm going to win the picks. So if you call me every week to do the picks with you guys, so I can continue to beat you guys, that would be awesome too.
You know what actually would be great, DeeTer, is going out to fucking Oklahoma and hanging out with the dude and having beers at their joint, man. Yeah. We got to get out there and try some Oklahoma beers.
Everybody I bring on the show, they're always like, "Oh, so awesome!" They're like, "Hey, come out, hang out, and everything, dude."
You guys,
that's why I love it, man.
It's a small town that's a big city, and the food, the music, the art, the sports, everything about here is fucking fantastic, man. I've had a mailing address in 7 different countries and 17 different states. Tulsa's my favorite place.
Wow, it's impressive.
Well, congratulations on your marriage, man. Hope for you.
Yeah, congrats, bro.
Time, man.
Thank you, Rick.
And,
thank you, Turk.
Go Birds, man. I'm sorry, I can't say go Steelers, man.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Love you, brother.
Good night.
Have a good night, everybody out there. Peace.